good morning to all. So I hope everyone is doing well. So in the previous video we discussed about the NEET questions, where by using a mind map how we can solve the NEET questions, like based on the alcohols we have discussed, dear students. Please go through the video so that at least you can get a method how you can apply. Okay, so check some of the mind map that I have given till now, that is like hydrocarbons, alkenes and the alkynes. Similarly, I discussed about the alkyl halide, and now I have taken the alcohols, and the next video I'll going to upload regarding the phenols and the ether. Okay, and followed by aldehyde ketones and the carboxylic acid. Okay, please go through the next video where I'll going to discuss, where hardly for you people around 20 days, more than 20 if I am not wrong, okay, days left to prepare for the Karnataka CET exam. So in that a little span of a time, if you're yet not started the preparation, I'll going to give a simple methods to you based on like important questions, how they're going to ask. Okay, what is the weightage of a first year syllabus, what is the weightage of the second year syllabus, those all I'll going to give you an information so that it becomes very easy for you people. Okay, please wait for that video. Either today or tomorrow I'll going to upload that one. Okay, fine. So let us move to the question over here. So here this is from the CET 2019. Okay, so what they have given, one of the compound which consists of an alcohol group and consists of an aldehyde group. At the same time we have an unsaturation, means the double bond will be present here. What they are telling is, when this compound is treated with a reagent A, okay, it gives the product where this aldehyde group is converted into an alcohol. Okay, aldehyde is converted into an alcohol. Now similarly, when the same compound is treated with a B, okay, this alcohol group is converted into an aldehyde. You can observe where the changes are happening over here. When the same compound is treated with a reagent B, okay, we will going to get what? Again this aldehyde is converted into an alcohol group. At the same time the unsaturation is removed, means the double bond is converted into a single bond. So to carry out all these reactions, you need to find out which are the reagents will be used. Okay, here definitely you're going to apply the reactions and the reagents. Okay, if you know the mind map, you have practiced the mind map, then it is very easy to predict the answer over here. So just to make it a little bit easy, I'll going to remove, like I'll going to write the complete structure of the reactant what they have given, dear students. So just observe here what they have given. CH2OH, okay, put a bond. So we have a CH over here, double bond CH over here, okay, and we have a CHO. This is what the compound we have. Let us check the number of bonds for the carbon. 1 2 3 4. It is correct? Yes. So now this compound is turning into, let us take A, okay, into what? CH2OH. I am writing now this one, okay, put a bond CH, double bond CH and CH2OH. Okay, so this remaining same, this up to this much it is common. Only thing is the aldehyde group is getting reduced into an alcohol group. Okay, you could see we have a CHO here, we have CH2OH here. That means what? The hydrogen being added to this aldehyde group. So we know that addition of a hydrogen is nothing but what? Reduction. So here what is happening? Reduction process is happening. When I say reduction, obviously what we need a reducing agent. Okay, so now among four option, hydrogen over palladium we have, sodium borohydride we have, sodium borohydride also we have, hydrogen over palladium we have. Okay, so all the four are reducing agent, and the reducing agent are repeating here. But which you need to prefer? Either it should be option A or D, or it should be option B or C. So dear students, thing is, when the aldehyde group is converted into a primary alcohol. Okay, so we will going to use a strong reducing agent, that is sodium borohydride. Okay, sodium borohydride we supposed to use. So option B, sorry, for A we can write sodium borohydride. So when I say sodium borohydride, in option B you have, in option C you have. So A and B you can eliminate now. No need to concentrate on that one. Okay, so that completes what? A. Next come to option like how to find out the reagent B. So what is happening? The same reactant we have, okay, that is getting converted into what? CHO. Okay, so just observe CH double bond CH CHO. Okay, so here what is happening? Here the alcohol group, the primary alcohol, let us consider it's a primary alcohol group, is getting converted into an aldehyde group. Okay, alcohol is getting converted into an aldehyde group. Here what happened in the first? Aldehyde is getting converted into alcohol, which is a reduction process. So alcohol into aldehyde will be what? An oxidation process. This process is known as an oxidation process. Okay, so while discussing about the mind map, I gave you some reaction. So you could see here. So when alcohol is converted into acetic acid, we will going to use a potassium permanganate. When the secondary alcohol is converted into a ketone, we will going to use a chromium trioxide as an oxidizing agent. When the tertiary alcohol into a ketone, we will going to use the alkali potassium permanganate. But here what we have a primary alcohol, dear students. Okay, when the primary alcohol is present, when the double bond is present, we will going to use a particular, a specific oxidizing agent, which is a mild oxidizing agent called PCC. Okay, pyridinium chlorochromate. It is one of the mild oxidizing agent which will be specifically used for the conversion, okay, of a primary alcohol into an aldehyde and to stop the reaction to the aldehyde, because when we use potassium permanganate or chromium trioxide, what happens? This first alcohol is converted into an aldehyde is directly converted into a carboxylic acid. So now I just want to stop the reaction to the aldehyde, means I'll going to use a mild oxidizing agent, that is PCC. So the answer for B will be PCC. Now check option B and C. Sodium borohydride is common, that is fine. But when it comes to a second, we have a PCC over here, we don't have here. So it is finally we came to a thing that option B is the correct one. Okay, PCC. Still, let us do the third C. Let us find out the C reagent. The same reactant is converted into what? CH2OH. Okay, CH2OH, dear students. The double bond is converted into a single bond over here. And what is the changes is happening? The aldehyde group is again converted into a alcohol group. Again the reduction is happening over here. At the same time, double bond is converted into a single bond, which we're going to call it as what? Hydrogenation. Okay, in the discussion of alkene and everything, I have discussed you about the hydrogenation. When I say hydrogenation, most of the common catalysts we're going to use are hydrogen over palladium, hydrogen over nickel, hydrogen over what? One more, platinum. So these are like a most common during the hydrogenation or conversion of an unsaturated hydrocarbon into a saturated. Okay, so double bond is getting converted into a single bond. At the same time, aldehyde group is converted into an alcohol. The reagent that we're going to use here is hydrogen over palladium. So option B, we have hydrogen over palladium. So A reagent is sodium borohydride, B reagent is PCC, and the C reagent is hydrogen over palladium. So this is how you need to solve. If you go through this mind map repeatedly, okay, so you can solve the questions within a short time. Okay, so this is about the first question. So let us move to the second question over here. Yes, check the next question here. This is from the CET 2018. Okay. When the vapors of tertiary butyl alcohol are passed through a heated copper at 573 Kelvin, the product formed here is, okay, quite simple. What they are telling, when the tertiary butyl alcohol is treated or passed through a heated copper at 573 Kelvin, okay, quite simple. The direct reactions are here, so that you could observe here. So in the mind map, I have shown you when the tertiary alcohol, dear students, you can concentrate here. When the tertiary alcohol is passed over copper or silver, okay, that gives what? Alkene. Okay, here only we can observe. That gives what? Alkene. When the secondary alcohol is passed, it gives ketone. When the primary alcohol is passed, it gives aldehyde. When the tertiary alcohol is passed over a copper, it gives alkene. So if you know this one, you can answer very easily. Okay, let me write the tertiary butyl. One thing it is confirmed, we are getting a what? The alkene over here. So observe the what the options given. We have but2ene here. Okay, so ene means maybe this option where we have a butanol. No, it will not going to come over here. Okay, we have 2-methyl propene. So propene is there, it might be an option. Butanol, this it is nothing but an aldehyde. This is also not an option, because why? Here they have mentioned it as a tertiary butyl alcohol. So let us write the structure, tertiary butyl alcohol. Okay, so this is how we are going to write the tertiary butyl alcohol. Okay, the IUPAC name for this one is 2-methyl propane 2-ol. Okay, 2-methyl propane 2-ol. What happens when it is treated with a copper or silver at 573 Kelvin? So here what happens? The dehydrolysis takes place. Okay, dehydrolysis. So dehydrolysis means what? The removal of a water molecule takes place. How, dear students? OH we have here, this OH comes out as what? OH minus. When the OH minus comes out, this carbon will gain what? Positive charge. Okay, and OH minus, and here what happens? Out of 3 hydrogen from this methyl group, 1 hydrogen, okay, let us write like this, 1 hydrogen comes out as a H plus. Okay, H plus and OH minus will give water molecule that comes out or eliminated. So when we have CH2 with a bond, the free electrons over here, and the carbon is having a positive charge, we need to satisfy the electrons so that these bonded electrons will jump over here. Okay, so that gives what? CH3 over here, double bond CH2. So this is what the compound we will going to get. Okay, double bond CH2. So now you can name. So we got an alkene here, and this process is called what? The dehydrolysis. Okay, the removal of a water molecule will going to take place to give a respective alkene. This is the reaction. Okay, now consider. Do we have but2ene over here, or it is either 2-methyl propene? Okay, so let us start numbering 1, 2, 3. Sorry, from here we can start 1, 2, 3. Why? Because the double bond should get the least number here. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. So 3 means we have a propene as a root word. Okay, propene as a root word, and at the second carbon we have a methyl as a substrate, so that it is 2-methyl, 1 propene, or is nothing but a propane. So option C is the right one. So if you practice this one, if you know this one, then you can answer it very easily. Okay, that is about what? The second question. So similarly, there occurs the third question from the CET 2017. So that is, which of the following reagent can't be used to oxidize primary alcohol to aldehyde? Okay, so see the reaction, see the question again. Which of the following reagent can't be used to oxidize primary alcohol into aldehyde? Dear students, I told you that to convert the primary alcohol into aldehyde, we will definitely going to use PCC, because in the first question I discussed about this. Okay, let us go through the mind map over here. primary alcohol into aldehyde. Okay, so we have primary alcohol into aldehyde. So we are using here is what? Copper or silver. Definitely we will going to use here. So heating a presence of a copper we will going to use, but the question is which we can't use, they are asking. So this is not an option. Okay, this is not an option. Either it is chromium trioxide in anhydrous medium or potassium permanganate in acidic medium. So you could see here we have alcohol. If we use acidic potassium permanganate, we will going to use carboxylic acid, dear students. Okay. Similarly, when we have a alcohol, when it is treated with a chromium trioxide, we will going to get a ketone over here. Okay. So in between these two, which can be an option. So the reagent which can't be used means the potassium permanganate in acidic medium. It's because this potassium permanganate is a strong acid which directly converts the alcohol into an carboxylic group, like how I have mentioned in the mind map. So that this is a one reagent where we can't control or we can't use to oxidize primary alcohol to an aldehyde because it directly converts the alcohol into a carboxylic acid. So option B, which is the correct option according to E1, the mind map. Okay. Yes, dear students. So the next question is from CET 2016. So the question you could observe here, in the following sequence of the reactions, A upon reduction gives B. Okay, B upon reduction gives ethyl. Sorry, B upon treatment with a nitrous acid gives ethyl alcohol. So the question is the compound A is what? We need to find out the compound A here. Okay. So we have gone through the mind map here. Let us consider that you don't know from A to B what will be, because this is a part of a amine chapter. So when I discuss about that one, we will get to know. But from B to C, from B, that is nothing but a compound B when treated with a nitrous acid will give what? Ethyl alcohol. So this you can find out by the mind map. So I'm just going to show you here. Okay, so here you could see in the reactions or in the preparation of a alcohol, there is a compound B when treated with a nitrous acid gives alcohol. Same thing, a compound B when treated with a nitrous acid gives ethyl alcohol. So the compound B might be what? An amine here. Okay, so you got the amine over here. So now thing is, amine means the final we have here is ethyl alcohol. So how many carbon? 1, 2. So can I write here amine as CH3? Okay, CH2, NH2. Okay, because we have a 2 carbon. Okay, so here, so that the amine will contain the 2 carbon over here. So this is called what? Ethyl amine. Okay, which upon treatment with a nitrous acid followed by the hydrolysis will undergo multiple steps like a diazotization reaction, and upon hydrolysis gives ethyl alcohol. That is fine. So now we got a B over here. B upon means A compound upon reduction B gives the amine, means the A might be a cyanide group. Okay, the cyanide group upon reduction always gives what? An amine group over here, like CH2NH2, that is the addition of a hydrogen. So propane nitrile, ethane nitrile. Okay, we have nitrite here and we have isocyanide here. Okay, nitrile is nothing but what? It's again a cyanide group. Okay, ethane nitrile is also the cyanide group. The number of carbon matters here, dear students, because at the final we have 2 carbons. So the A compound will be CH3CN. Okay, the A compound will be methyl cyanide, we're going to call it as, or we're going to call it as what? Ethane nitrile. Why we are supposed to call it as a ethane nitrile? Because we have a 2 carbon. So it's a ethane nitrile, or we're going to call it as what? The methyl cyanide. So methyl cyanide upon reduction means add hydrogen over here. So CH3, CH2, NH2, so that we're going to get a B compound. So option option B is the correct one according to. So this part, as I told, we're going to discuss in case of amines. Okay. So this is about the fourth question. So the last question that is left is from 2014. So you could see the question here. Okay. So here we have an aldehyde. Okay, this is a bond, like bond line formula they have given. I'm going to write the complete structure here. Like we have CH3 here. Okay, and we have carbon. This carbon I am writing. We have CH3 as a substituent here. Okay, and we have the aldehyde group over here. This is what the compound. When this aldehyde is treated with what? Grignard reagent. Okay. So what is a compound A? So when that compound A is upon hydrolysis will give B. So we need to find out the IUPAC name of the B here. Okay. So quite simple here. When the Grignard reagent is treated with the aldehyde or ketone, we will going to get a alcohol. So the final compound is alcohol, already we know. But you should know the mechanism, how, what might be the product over here. So this is a little part of aldehyde ketones in the carboxylic acid chapter as well. But since we are getting the product alcohol here, so I thought of taking in this chapter. So you could see here what happens when the aldehyde is treated with a Grignard reagent. So here this Grignard reagent will try to form a bond with this aldehyde group. Okay. So this aldehyde group, let me write in another paper so that you can understand easily. So you could see here, we have what? CH3, CH3, okay, and here CH. This aldehyde group can be written in this way. Okay, this carbonyl group is always polar in nature, so that carbon will always have a positive charge and this double bond will shift over here because oxygen being highly electronegative. See, this oxygen will going to have a negative charge. When it is treated with a Grignard reagent, that is methyl magnesium bromide, so this always have, this carbon always have a negative charge and this magnesium part will always have a positive part. Okay, so what happens? Opposite attracts, so this methyl group will come and attach to this positively charged carbon and this oxygen will try to form a bond with this group. Okay, so the compound we're going to get is CH3, CH3H over here, COMgBr, okay, and here H as it is, and here what we're going to get? CH3 as it is. Okay, so this is what the compound A we got. Okay, so what they are telling further, when this compound A is treated with a acid hydrolysis, means when it is treated with a water. So when I say water, it will be in the form of H plus and OH minus. Okay, so here what happens, again there occurs a polarity over here, so that here what happens, oxygen being highly electronegative and this magnesium bromide will be highly positive part. Okay, so H plus from the water will try to combine with this oxygen and this MgBr will come out with a OH minus. So the final product we're going to get is CH3CH. Okay, CH3, here it is CH3 and here we have what? The OH. Okay, so this is what the compound will going to get. C, OH will be written over here. So now 1, 2, 3, 4. This is what the final compound C. So they have given C, the IUPAC name of the B they are asking here. So this is B over here. So the IUPAC name might be, you need to name in such a way that the functional group should get the least number. So maximum number of carbon chain should be there. If I start numbering 1, 2, 3, 4, so this hydroxyl group will going to get a 3 number. But if I start 1, 2, 3, 4, so that this hydroxyl group, alcoholic group will get a least number. So now root word is butane. So let us name it as 3-methyl. Okay, 3-methyl. Okay, butane 2-ol. 3-methyl butane 2-ol is the IUPAC name. So what is the option we have? this option C, 3-methyl butane 2-ol. So it's option C which is correct. So this is how you need to solve. So in the question number 4 and 5, some part of amines in the aldehyde group, like aldehyde chapter is included. That I'm going to discuss in upcoming videos so that it becomes very easy for you to practice. I hope you find it very useful. Thank you.